Thanks for coming along on our journey north to Alaska. We have so many amazingly epic videos to come. You won't want to miss any of them. Welcome to the biggest city in Alaska, Anchorage. With a population just over 290,000 residents, Anchorage contains approximately 40% of Alaska's entire population. But today we have our sights set on another famous, much smaller city just 60 miles south from here. To get there, we are taking the beautiful Seward Highway along the Turnagain arm of the Cook Inlet. But don't worry, we will be back to explore this section of the highway with some epic footage in a future video. Here we go.
This is the pre-tunnel.
The pre-tunnel, okay.
Have to buy a ticket at the next one.
They all could be stopping here.
Oh, and waiting?
Oh, they're taking pictures, I think.
Oh my gosh.
I think they're stopping right there to take pictures.
You don't think they're going to go through the tunnel?
I don't think so.
That's
well, if they do, they're not going to stay.
Still, they're coming in.
Dave, you'll be okay. That was a lot of people.
That was like 4 or 5 tour buses.
You'll be okay. It's all right. They're not staying.
Which way do I go? Which way do I go?
Probably that way.
Think so?
Each one's open.
Hello.
Hello. $30. Have you guys driven the Weeder before?
No, first time.
Alright, be sure to drive 25 miles per hour. No stop unless it's emergency.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Alright, line 3, sir.
Line 3, thank you. Oh, it's kind of like getting on a ferry.
Be first in line 3.
Yeah, that's awesome. Beat all those buses. We're in the motorhomes. What's that? Look at the waterfalls. There's a big one up there.
That is pretty.
And there's one over there. We're all currently lined up at the tunnel. Our fees are already paid, just waiting for our turn. We got about 5 or 10 more minutes. And even though I've seen a lot of other YouTubers show the tunnel, what I don't think I've seen anybody show is the massive amount of waterfalls that are on that same mountain that the tunnel goes through. I can see dozens, and some of these are huge. I can hear the water from here. And then you look a little bit to the right, and giant, enormous glacier in the background. That could be the Portage Glacier. I'd have to double check the map to be sure, but wow, it's a big one. What a great view. I'm already excited and we haven't even gone through the tunnel yet. I'd love to get the drone up here. I just don't think we have time, plus there's a little bit too much wind.
Well, is it scary?
It's definitely got me focused. I'm not used to driving on railroad tracks, so I keep thinking it's gonna catch the tire and throw me into the side of the curb. But they got it figured out. It's fairly smooth. I'm sure it's safe. But I'm not doing the speed limit. I'm at least 5 miles under the speed limit.
In 1941, the U.S. Army began construction of the Whittier Tunnel, and in just 2 short years, the project was complete, linking Whittier to Alaska Railroad's main line. This brought huge change to the area, opening doors for supply ships and the arrival of over 1,000 military and civilian personnel. By 1960, the military had abandoned the Whittier project, and the 2.5-mile tunnel was made part of the Alaska Highway. After a massive overhaul, the Whittier Tunnel became the longest single-lane, dual-use tunnel in North America. Cars entering Whittier do so at the top of the hour, and cars departing Whittier do so at the bottom of the hour. Of course, working around the train schedule.
We are walking through the town of Whittier right now, and we had to look up the population. So there is under 300 people in this town year-round, but it is a happening, bustling little town. Just taking a little walk by all the restaurants all in a row here. And there's a train coming in. It looks like a tour train, maybe possibly taking out people from the cruise ship. You can even rent jet skis here, or kayaks. I think kayaks is probably more my speed, but I probably wouldn't turn down a jet ski ride. Gift shop, coffee shop, all kinds of good stuff here. It's like a bunch of brand new outboard motors. Here comes the tour train. That would be a fun ride. I have to look up where that goes. I'm thinking it goes from here in Whittier all the way to Anchorage, Alaska. Not completely sure. I want to check it out. This is what really caught my attention coming down here. So if you've been watching our channel, you might know that I was in the Coast Guard. I loved it, had a great time. Here in Whittier, there is, well, they have their own little lighthouse. But did you know, and this is the Coast Guard Auxiliary, so not the Coast Guard station or anything like that, it's the auxiliary, but who would have thought that the Coast Guard had a caboose? You know, maybe a boat, a cutter, a ship, but a caboose, I think that is pretty darn cool. There's just lots of activity in this harbor. Boats coming in and going out every different direction. There's a U.S. Forest Service boat down here. You can see it with the green line on it. That's something I've never seen as well. It makes sense. Nice looking boat. Well, I just may have to go down to the harbor and walk on the docks and check some of these boats out.
One cannot visit Whittier without talking about two massive buildings that have made this little city famous. During the Cold War, the military designated Whittier a major supply and administrative center. And so construction began. But space was limited. A giant building, actually 3 towers, built within inches of each other, went straight up. And when completed, it housed 1,000 officers, enlisted men, civilian employees, and their families. After the military left Whittier, the 3-tower building was transferred to the city and renamed the Baggage Towers. Today, this building houses over 80% of Whittier's residents, the police office, a gym, the city clerk office, the post office, a laundromat, an indoor playground, and much more. The second building is the Buckner Building. Built in just 3 years, this 6-story, 275,000 square foot building was once called the City Under One Roof. Complete with sleeping quarters, a 320-seat movie theater, a small jail, a bowling alley, mess hall, and tunnels connecting residents to the town of Whittier. When the military abandoned Whittier, the Buckner Building was decommissioned and put into inactive duty. After sitting vacant for a decade or two, and after numerous changes in ownership, the story remains. Unable to find a developer for this property. And now, over 70 years later, the building is in complete disrepair. It costs too much to repair, and it costs too much to tear down. Good morning from Whittier, Alaska. This is the Whittier Bay. Smooth as glass this morning. Riddle and I got up to look at the sunrise, and as you can see, mostly cloudy, which has been the theme here in Alaska. This is late June. And just over the hill, I can see a wee bit, a patch of blue sky. But mostly cloudy. Temperature is very comfortable. It's 5:30 in the morning, which is kind of late for sunrise, but because of the mountains, sunrise has been anywhere from 3:30 to 4:45. But Riddle and I are out just enjoying the morning. Nobody is up yet. It's beautiful. We're just going for a little walk. Wait. Keep going. It is currently 51 degrees. Now it is 6 a.m. Come on, bud. It's a tad too warm for my beanie and jacket, but it's mildly buggy, not bad. But it's those little pesky flies that like to fly in your ears. And for me, they love my hair. So I'm keeping the beanie on and the jacket. The views are amazing. And just about everywhere you walk, I think we've walked past 4 waterfalls already. And I can't tell if the tide is coming in or going out. I think it's supposed to be going out. But there's a little bit of current in the bay. The birds are chirping. It's a beautiful morning in Whittier, Alaska. Of all the videos I've watched, I never heard anybody talk about how beautiful it is here. Maybe I missed it, but everywhere in Alaska so far has been beautiful. I was just not expecting it so much here in Whittier. I don't know why. Very glad we came. Having a great time. Hi, buddy. Yeah. What's up? Oh, stretchy stretch. Stretchy stretch, yeah. Are you hungry? Oh, you didn't get breakfast yet this morning? We gotta walk back and get breakfast. Yeah. You good boy. Come on, Chip. Come on. Come on. Up, up. Come on. There you go. Good boy. Sit down. There you go. Hi. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. You having a good morning? Huh? Oh. What are you telling me? Are you ready to go? You are? You ready to go? Ready to go get breakfast? Okay. Okay. You made it, buddy. You made it.
Today we are in the town of Whittier, and this is a campground that has 3 names as far as I can tell, depending on where you look. The Whittier City Campground, the Bayside Campground, and the Airport Campground. But I'm gonna go with the City Campground. Basically it's a parking lot. It does have pit toilets and dumpsters, a couple of picnic tables, and basically you camp in a circle or you camp in the middle. There's no really designated sites. You pay for it at the camp post over here, or you download the app and pay through an app, which makes it pretty convenient if you don't have any cash on you. And it's right on the edge of the bay. So I'm really liking this location. We've got mountains all the way around us, waterfalls, the bay, hiking trails that we can do right here from camp. And so I plan on doing that, hitting some hiking trails up, just enjoying the surroundings in the short time that we're here. I did want to take you over and show you this app. Some of you may have the app already, may be familiar with it, but it sure makes it easy. You don't have to check in. You don't need to put in a campsite number. So it's the pay with the app Passport Parking. So you just, once it's downloaded, you fill out the information and you can pay. So this one right is currently $20 a night. And there is some boondocking on the other side of the tunnel, but we noticed once we got on the Whittier side of the tunnel that it's mostly pay parking, so there's pretty much no legitimate parking. All right, so today Darren and I are going to take a hike up the Portage Trail, and it's about 4.4 miles. We were able to hike right here from the campground, so it looks like a pretty good hike. It's about, I want to say, 1,200 feet elevation climb, and just the fact that we can do it from the campground it is my kind of trail already. But there should be glacier views on this trail if the weather holds out. Let's go and check it out. All right, this is the Portage Pass Trail, and it's on National Forest. It's historic, National Historic Trail for the Iditarod. So we're still following the road here for a little bit, and it will turn into a trail shortly. And we are hiking up over the pass here. We're on the official trail now after hiking a little over half mile, maybe just under a mile or so. Portage Pass, here we come. I hope we get to see the lakes as well. We just got to get up that 2 miles to see those lakes. Oh, the birds are happy. All right, so I haven't been doing that much filming because I am out of breath and tired. So this first little part of the hike, first half mile, 3/4 mile, we're up 600 or 700 feet, and I can feel it. Taking lots of breaks, or taking it slow. Unfortunately, this first summit could be a false summit. I'll have to see how that goes. It appears that we have hit the pass. Oh, wow. All right, we're coming up to the viewpoint just up from this, the pass, and we're getting a look at the glacier. Oh yeah, that was definitely worth it. I actually considered giving up a couple of times, and glad I did not. The trail keeps going all the way to the lake, it looks like. And beyond. But there's the glacier. I think that's the Portage Glacier. But yeah, not completely sure. We can look it up here. We are getting internet connection. And the sun is right on the ice. Really enjoyed this hike. It's only a 2 mile hike from the start of the trailhead to that lake down there, right below the glacier, and then 2 miles back. Well worth it. For me, Whittier turned out to be quite a surprise. I did not expect to find 3 glaciers and countless waterfalls. It just really impressed me.
Now, we are here in late June, so I'm sure the waterfalls aren't maybe as plentiful in August. But with the snow on the mountains, they are everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, Whittier, I had low expectations for Whittier. I don't know why. And when I came through the tunnel and I just saw how beautiful it is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go straight into what you need to know about getting here and camping here. The Whittier Tunnel is 2.6 miles long. It's 22 feet at the height, the center height, and 15 feet on the edges, and 10 feet wide.
Yeah.
So if your vehicle is bigger than that, don't bring it through. It is open from 6 a.m. to about 11 p.m. Now those hours may vary depending on what time of year. It is closed throughout the night, so you do need to know that.
Yeah, and there's train traffic too, so you may have to wait for a train to go through, but it's all organized. They'll tell you when to go, when to stop, and wait your turn.
Yes, now train does take priority, so you might have to wait. Okay, so let's go into camping.
So we found 2 campgrounds here. The one that we stayed at is called the Whittier City Campground. It's right here on the edge of the bay on your way into town. It can accept any size rig. There is a pit toilet and garbage dumpster,
and
fire pits and a couple of picnic tables. It's not super organized. You kind of just find your own place and park where you want to place around the circle.
Yeah.
But I thought it's in a really good location, and for just basically a gravel parking lot, I thought it was pretty nice.
It's $20 a night. You can pay the Camp Host cash, or there is a parking app that you can download, which was very user-friendly, and pay that way as well.
Yeah, so there is, you had Verizon service to be able to do that.
I had 4 bars of Verizon LTE here.
Yeah, and Darren said he had 5 bars of AT&T, so not a problem.
Now there is a second campground closer to town where you can walk to downtown and see the famous Whittier building that everybody lives in. But the road getting in there was a little bit more rocky. The sites are a little more private, but more foliage. So if you're concerned about bugs, I think the gravel parking lot probably would be a better location to get away from the bugs. Bugs like the trees.
That's true. But the other one is nice if you want to stay close to town and just be able to walk and explore.
That is nice.
I don't think you can go wrong. They're both nice. Do note that there's no electricity, no dump, no water. So they're pretty primitive.
Yes. And the one in town had a really nice river running next to it.
It did, yeah.
Now the one out here on the edge of town, just by the tunnel entrance, there is a paved walkway all the way into town. So if you want a little bit longer walk, it's probably what, a mile maybe?
It's 1.3 miles.
1.3 miles, yes. All right, if you're a hiker, you're gonna love Whittier.
Oh my gosh, yes.
If you're not a hiker, come in for the day, enjoy the views.
Take the road to the end.
Take the road to the end. Yep. Maybe get your kayak in the bay because the bay is very smooth. I'm a little bummed that I didn't get the paddleboard out.
Yeah.
So if we get lots of extra time, we might have to come back and paddleboard Whittier.
We have something to do when we come back. We have more trails to hike and some paddleboarding to get done.
Yes. And the bugs are out this morning.
Yeah, you are.
All right. Thank you for coming along. We hope you enjoyed Whittier. It was a prize on our route, and we had a great time.
Yeah, I sure did. If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron. We also have stickers available in our website store. Thank you for watching.